Welcome on the channel. Now, if you watched any of my previous videos, you probably know that I'm an Ableton user to the core. Like, it was the DAW that I started out using when I was just getting into music production, and that was more than half a decade ago, and I basically struck with it since then. Now, FL Studio, on the other hand, I've never really touched. That was until a few days ago at least, where I had some of the hardest beat block of my life. Like, seriously, I couldn't make any drums, any melodies, nothing worked for almost 2 weeks. Then I downloaded the FL Studio demo, and I experimented with it, and I almost instantly came up with this. Now obviously this beat is no masterpiece. It's pretty simple. The drum pattern is pretty simple. I'm using some drum midis. I'm also using a pre-made melody. So this is kind of the, easy way of making a beat in FL Studio. And besides this, I've literally never used the program. So in today's video, we're gonna change that. If you're a more experienced FL user than me, feel free to let me any feedback in the comments. Show me any tips that you have, stuff that I might do wrong throughout this video. And with that being said, let's jump straight into the cookup. Let's go. Alright, so we're inside FL Studio right now. And yeah, I've basically already learned that there is a pattern, this channel rec, where we can, add our patterns. So I think these stock sounds don't really sound that good, so I'm just gonna get rid of them all. It probably is super annoying to watch this video if you know something about FL Studio and you know all the shortcuts, but hey, I'm just gonna make it, or do it the way I do it. I want to start out with Analog Labs, so I think I can go over to plugins right here and then go to install generators, probably, yeah, right there. Whoa, that's a pleasant surprise. My keyboard instantly works, so I don't have to set that up. Today I feel like using something from Analog Tools, like just making some synth beats or something. Oh, I love this sound. I think I'm gonna keep this as a lead. So I'm just gonna get another instance of Analog Lab. Oh, this has a crazy texture. Is there any way to tap this in? Like, I don't see it right now. Oh, this sucks. I really like to tap in a tempo, but I think this is the metronome right here, right? I think for recording, enable this pre-click. And then I want to record notes and automation, okay. And now if I just hit play, it should have recorded that. Wow. That worked surprisingly smooth. Okay, this is also the reason why I felt like it might be worth to switch actually. It's so much more seamless than Ableton, at least that's what it seems like to me. So I've already learned that this is the step mode, so we can set this on one step, so it just syncs up nicely. And then, oh, if we double click, we also open up the editor. That's great. Now the only thing I don't really understand is why these aren't on grid, if you know what I mean. Oh, I think I know the problem. I think we have this pattern in the piano view, but we basically want to listen to the whole thing. So how do I close it? Right there. And then I'll have to open up the pattern again, like that, and then I can place it on the bar, like this. What is this? Why can't I just place it right there, where it needs to sit? Yeah, that's better. Alright, so for the next layer, I think I want to add in the lead that we just had before. So I'm gonna open up the pattern again, open up the piano roll, and just draw in the notes. That's great. This sounds super sick. Now for the next layer, I definitely want to get a fat synth sound. And I usually would record in my synthesizer for this. The only question is if I can get this to work, because I've never used external instruments in FL Studio. Oh yeah, if we had this to record and record it into the playlist. Like, this is so easy. This is how it needs to be for literally everything. Every DAW should be this easy. The only question that I have now is if there's any sort of tuner that I can add. Tuner, here we go. So I think there is a tool to chop. This one probably, like that. And of course it didn't chop on time, but no worries. We can fix you completely, like that. And now I want to get the grid like that. And if we now check, remove this, extend this clip, we should have a pretty sick sounding bass. Oh, we can even like double the length, so we have both of the recordings in here, like that. Now, I think to round this melody off, we still need some, you know, accents, phrases, just some interesting synth stuff. And for this, I'm gonna go to the Alice Lost proper jack stuff. So I have Synth Palace X right here, which includes all the Synth Palace kits up until Synth Palace 3. Maybe something like this. Just at the beginning. How do I pitch this clip up and down? I swear it's possible to get these as individual individual tracks, you know? I know this is possible because I literally did it when I made the last beat. I just don't remember where the option was. Split by channel, right here. There we f***ing go. Okay, we need to get another accent. I swear to God, it must be possible to pitch these up or down. Like, sure, I can pitch it like that, but I have no idea by how much I'm pitching it. And I think it's also like not... I think it is rasterized, but not that good. But let me think. If I'm in C minor, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps. So 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, this is sounding better. So for this, I'm gonna go into the pattern editor again, like this, into the channel rack. I'm gonna make a new pattern. And now I'm just gonna grab some hard drum sounds, probably from the new drum mastery kit from Carvey. Hard snare. We also need like some hi-hat. And now fill each 2 steps. But for this one, I actually want to go into the piano roll to edit it right here. So I'm gonna do 4th step. And something I like about FL3, at least what I've seen before, is that right here I can go to note pan. And I can literally like pan these notes to different sides, like just from within here. Which is super cool, I think. I'm not gonna do this on the hi-hat though. Again, it sucks that I just can't double click the values to... Oh, I can alt hit and then double click, okay. Learn something new. Now let's go into the experimental drum suite. So we're starting on F. I think I forgot is to set this to like this. And I also want to set it to cut self. And now our pattern is not long enough for the chord change. So how do I just lengthen this pattern? I mean, technically, I think we could just do a 5th pattern and place it down right here and then extend it like that. Because at the end of the day, we're gonna make the 808 individually anyways. And now I will have to go back to the 1 beat pattern. This is something I really like about Ableton, to be honest, that you can just, you know, zoom in and you get a more defined resolution on the like bars and stuff. That's really good. Now we also want to boost up the volume of that 808 by a bunch. And then we also, on the master, we want to remove the limiter. And I want to get the Fruity Soft Clipper, because it's legendary. Please, Fruity Soft Clipper, there it is. Let's go back to the pattern before, and I definitely want to get a 2nd snare that just has a lot more reverb, that's a lot longer. Also want to layer this with a clap, maybe from the usual Treadroom kit. Something like this. I just cloned the 4th pattern to the 5th, I think. So basically I have 2 identical versions. But for this one I can switch up, you know, the counter notes and the hi-hats a little bit. So that's cool. And now I feel like the last element we'll really need to complete the speed is a kick. And from there everything else that we add is just gonna be like in the details. Now I think the basic structure for the beat is there. We now need to arrange it out. So I really like this part. Then right here we're gonna bring it back in. And now I feel like we need to bring some variation to this main layer because it's literally just playing all the way through. I think we're gonna route this track, so that synth. We're gonna route it to the 4th channel, so inside our mixer. This is something that I never really understood with FL Studio, why they have this complex mixing system, but where you have to route everything. But basically we're gonna route it to insert 4, and then we're gonna add an effect, maybe even halftime, like as simple as that. Halftime, there we go. Just add this. I then wanna grab a automation clip, create automation clip. All right, now we're gonna put it right here. Okay, we can't extend to the front, but like this. And then we're gonna get it to 100% up until the end. Then can we add another point in here, like that? Then I want to grab another point, so I can have it at 0 all the way through, up until here. And then we're gonna ramp it up. Now the last step that we want to take is to basically split this by channel. So now we can just grab a bunch of different patterns from right here. There must be a more efficient way to do this than the shit I'm doing right now, but calm down, calm down. Basically want to remove everything that's not pattern 10. We're just gonna, you know, select this, copy it, then we're just gonna paste it right here. Oops. Right there, and so on and so forth. Alright, so even though I'm not really sure if I made this correctly, and like the whole project is basically chaos. I tried to split the drums per channel, it completely didn't work. I also didn't manage to get a correct mixing. So, you know, routing the channels, it's something like, why isn't like every single element in your beat like already pre-routed to a single channel? It doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, it's cool for routing, but you can do complex routing otherwise anyways. Like that's an aspect where I feel like Ableton is ahead of FL Studio big time, or literally any DAWs ahead of FL Studio right there. But anyways, besides that, I feel like the result doesn't sound too bad, Mike. We got a crazy synth melodies, super vibey, recorded the bass live in, we got them pretty nice drums. I'm actually quite satisfied, so yeah, this is the final result. Here you go.